Welcome to day 18 of my 30-day water fast. I'm Dave, and this is Dave Does Life. Today, I'm feeling pretty happy, actually. I'm feeling upbeat. I got about 7.5 hours sleep last night, which is really good during this fast for me. I had a weigh in this morning and I broke plateau number 2 for this fast. I had plateaued about a week and a half ago or so, a week ago. Uh, but this morning I weighed in at 173.5 pounds and 25.5% body fat. So I'm pleased that that's broke. Uh, Altogether, I've lost 16.5 pounds in 17 days. So we're overall in the bigger picture, we're holding steady. Yesterday, man, how do I describe yesterday? Yesterday was yesterday was a rough day. Uh, I was just not feeling right at all. I felt worn out, exhausted, a little down. Uh, I, I would say almost queasy physically, just little to no energy at all. Um, Plus, I was dealing with that plateau. It was a pretty bad day, but I didn't. So as a result, I didn't push it. I was just trying to listen to my body, but even doing that is when you're feeling like that, it's not easy to do. So I did as little as possible yesterday, and I just called it a day. So what happened was I woke up this morning, um, again after that really decent sleep, but I wasn't wired, not euphoric or anything, just feeling really good. And then I stepped on the scale and there it was. It was, well, I would say, even though it was only just, it was under 2 pounds, I would still call it that whoosh effect after plateauing for the last 2.5, 3 days. And body fat was down too. So that's when something really clicked with me this morning. For most of my life, I would have seen yesterday as a bad sign, a failure, or my body's warning me of something's wrong, because it really felt like something was wrong. And historically, that would be a reason to quit early. I'm just feeling like utter garbage. I gotta finish this. I gotta quit. But now I'm seeing it exactly different, like completely differently. I'm starting to think that, those worst days during a fast seem to come right before the biggest breakthroughs. So I'm starting to think about body energy, like not any kind of woo woo aura stuff. I'm talking about actual energy being used by the body on those really hard days. I don't think the body is giving you the energy. So the way I'm starting to look at this is that there's kind of three levels. That the body, I'm talking about that as its own entity. So when the body gives you energy up here, you feel great. You feel ready to take on the world. You've got energy. Let's go do something. And then there's the middle stage where you're feeling normal, not good, not bad. So the body's giving you some energy, but it's using some 50% for internal janitorial work, fixing things, making repairs, getting rid of refuse. And then there's the third stage where I end up feeling like yesterday, absolutely horrible. And I'm thinking now that it's over, I'm thinking, you know what? The body's used not giving me energy to feel good or take on the world. It's using all of my energy stores to do internal work. I felt bad yesterday, but when I woke up this morning, literally smiling, feeling really good, step on the scales, there's the proof. Boom. So I think when this happens, that kind of work that the body's doing doesn't feel motivating. It feels heavy, flat. We've been taught that progress should feel good, that, if something's working, we should feel energized and, encouraged. But that's not always the case. When something's working, that they call it work for a reason. Some of the deepest changes in the body, I feel anyway, is when it feels like nothing's happening at all because it's not directly obvious. You can't sit there and observe it. And I think this is where a lot of people quit, myself included, in the past. You get to feeling rough. And, like I've said in earlier videos, down on day two, 3, 4, you can feel really bad. And then people just pack it in. And that's understandable. There's nothing, necessarily wrong with that. It's just inexperience. When you come to think that, wait a minute, the reason I'm feeling bad is because the body's not giving me energy to feel good. It's it's taking that energy and doing the work that it needs to do to repair and clean out and all of those things. When the scale stalls and energy drops and mood dips, these are all reasons that people quit. I mean, there's more reasons, social reasons and family and all the rest of it, but what we're dealing with here today, is when people assume that there's something wrong and there's not. Believe you me, days like yesterday are not easy to deal with at all, but it'll never become to the point of unbearable. So I think for all of us here, the important thing is to still show up. Like yesterday, I still published the vlog. I still kept my word to myself that I am going to finish this. I am going to finish this. And honestly, that matters to me far more than the weight loss. And as a result, this morning, I feel physically lighter. Um, the word grateful comes to mind. It just it's a really nice feeling. So I'm changing how I see those hard days. When I feel flat or exhausted, unmotivated, I'm not gonna panic. I'm gonna take that as something good. I know that might be odd to understand, but when I'm feeling like that, now I get it. The body's doing something. It's like, hey, Dave, go sit over here for a while. We got work to do. And I'm taking that as a positive. Now, that doesn't mean ignoring the warning signs. There can be warning signs. So listen to your body. Um, it doesn't mean pushing through real stress. We have to keep all these things balanced and in perspective. And that balance applies to fasting, It applies to weight loss. It applies to breaking bad habits. It just applies to life in general. Be balanced, but don't be afraid to sit back, observe, and let some of these rough days pass. And, if today is one of those rough days for you where nothing feels good, it feels like nothing is moving, the scales stopped, you feel, mildly ill almost. Think about it. Maybe it's not a dead end. Maybe it's a doorway. So I'm still here. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Ah, 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 ah. Dave does lie.